Two Alyon blow dryers that, apart from their color, appear to be exactly the same. However, this one is a 220 volt. We do have about half a dozen 220 volt blow dryers in stock in case anybody is traveling to Australia, Europe, well, pretty much any other place in the world. North America and a few other countries in the world are the only places that use 110 volt, which is what this blow dryer is. And you can see, well, it says 125 volt, but this is 110 volt. Appearances, they are pretty much exactly the same inside and out. The big difference is that's a 220 plug. So what we want to do is we have a client who's going to Fashion Week Milan, Paris, and he needs a 220 volt blow dryer. So we're going to pull, but he wants a black one. He doesn't want this colorful turquoise one. So we're going to pull all the guts out of this one and exchange them for the black cover. And I'll show you how straightforward it is to do that. I don't recommend that you necessarily do this at home, but I'm trying to show the simplicity of the Parlux design. We love them because we have all the parts and they are relatively easy to work on. So there you go. That's the switches, the cold shot button, the fan, the motor, and the elements are all in behind here. So here's a handy dandy little cordless screwdriver to speed things up a wee bit. So this, as you can see from the plug that's in my hand, is the 220 volt machine. And get that screw out. And oh, we're going to get these two out too. This is the cord stay. So these are the two screws that hold that little clamp that keeps the cord from getting yanked out when it gets pulled on. So those four screws out. Out come the switches, cold shot button. We can leave that cold shot button and spring in there because they're exactly the same in the both dryers. The element, the motor, the cord. There you go. The inner flesh of a Parlux blow dryer. And then it's got the little foil in there as a heat protectant so that the plastic of the nozzle doesn't melt as a result of the heat from the heating element. You get those four screws out and we do the extraction and get that insulator back in there. In go the heating elements, the cold shot, the motor, everything slides in there nice and neat. In go the switches, circuit board, that in there like that, and just like that. This is real time and as simple as sliding everything out of one and into the other, making sure all the screw holes and such line up properly. So we're just going to tighten up that motor screw quickly so that one is sitting in place, and then we'll get this one properly put together for our lucky talented client who's going to be heading off to Milan and Paris with his 220 volt Parlux Alyon. Ooh, we got to make sure this little rubber piece is the gapper between the motor and the heating elements, and I usually like to set it on the heating elements before sliding the motor in. And again, screw in here. Yep. And the cord stay will get on there. Knocking screws on the floor. Got to make sure that the cold shot works. When I hear that click, I know it's clicking properly. So the spring, the button, and the switch are all lined up. Make sure that we don't want this cord going over top, or that wire going over top of that screw hole. That snaps on, that pops in, and voila, we have one 220 black Parlux Alyon. So if you need a 220 for any reason, it can be arranged.